What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Kate Bishop coming to Avengers, what it means, how can it save the game, but mainly talking about, okay, new DLC characters coming, are we going to come back to play as her? Okay, so that's kind of the general discussion I want to have in this video. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys do like the stuff, and I've covered Avengers for quite a long time on this channel, make sure you guys are subscribed, make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on. If you haven't joined our Discord server yet, please do. The link for it is in the description below. Plus, if you guys want to play with, somebody, if you're looking for people to play with as Kate Bishop or just in Avengers in general, you could always, try and ask the people in the Discord server. Lots of really awesome people there, again, willing to talk about just about anything. Okay, so let's talk about what we know. Obviously, Kate Bishop arrives on December 8th, so it comes out next Tuesday, so not all that much more of a wait to do. We also know, obviously, Clint is coming in early 2021, and next-gen versions of this game are coming out in 2021. So they're definitely, as we've talked about, right, still supporting this game. Now, over the last couple weeks, it's come out, even from like the Square Enix's, president, that the game underperformed, that the game has not recouped its costs, mainly its marketing costs, which is a little confusing because you look at the way the marketing went, and they really didn't have to spend, I guess, as much money as they, as they actually did. The game is, as of right now, a commercial failure. That's the factual term to be used for it. Again, I'm not all negative about this game. My history with this game is I played this game nonstop for around 3.5 weeks. I got my Iron Man to 150. I did everything that there was to do in the game, and I burnt myself out, and I haven't played since. I mean, that's just honestly my story, and that's important because that's the whole point of this video. Okay, when Avengers came out, and once I kind of realized fully, because I don't really think you're going to realize what game this is until you fully jump in and experience it, for whether you think it's as bad as it is or as good as it is, okay? And when that happened, I had said, like, after I get Iron Man to 150, I was thinking about doing it with Black Widow, and I was like, no, I really don't want to do that again. I'm done. And, Mafia Definitive Edition came out, and then Crash 4 came out, and just a lot of games came out. And I was like, all right, well, this gives me the excuse to jump out, and let me experience these other 18 games that I'm getting, and then we'll jump back into Avengers whenever. But my general point that I've always said is like, well, I'll come back for the DLC, because when the DLC characters come out, the way the game is structured, to be flat honest, and this is just my opinion, again, if you guys don't agree, it's totally cool, there's nothing in terms of the structure of this game that excites me. I mean, you're still fighting the same enemies, and by the way, this does connect to Kate Bishop. We will talk about that in a second. You're fighting the same enemies, you're doing the same things. Yeah, there's different story points, or it's different locations or whatever, but you're doing the same thing. And that wore on me, and I said, well, the only thing that can really reinvigorate me, and I think also the group, like the people that are playing this game. Now, I know there are, by the way, I'm not saying there aren't. I know there are people that still play this. I know there's people that play this daily, weekly, people that are still following me talk about it, okay? So I definitely recognize you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Ultimately, play whatever game you want, right? Enjoy whatever game you want. I'm not here to tell you, which game you should or should not play if you guys like the game, right? It's not up to me. It's up to you guys. I always said, like, I'll jump in for the DLC characters. Here's the deal. Seeing Kate Bishop, though, it's tough, and I know I'm going to get hate on this because I know people are going to say I'm just bagging on it. I mean, it doesn't interest me. It's kind of the worst case scenario, honestly, for me, because it's like I've always said, well, when the DLC characters come out, they're different, they fight different, they're going to have their skill trees, and they're going to be really intense. And by the way, I mean, that's the best part, I think, of the game. If there's any one aspect of this game that is good, is I think the characters are very diverse, they're very different from each other, they fight completely different. I love upgrading them and seeing all the new ways, all the new abilities they can have. I mean, that is really good. I do enjoy that. And I think I will or would or should or could, whatever word you want to use, with Kate Bishop, with Clint, with Spider-Man, with Captain Marvel, with Black Panther, with all these characters, I do think that aspect of it would be fine or will be fine, right? But just seeing her in action, here's kind of how my mind went. When I saw that trailer, that the official, okay, here she's coming to the game, her abilities look cool. There's nothing wrong with them. In fact, I actually really like that transportation one where you can actually transport other people on your team. I mean, she's got some cool things, okay? And I do think a character like her, like for the most part, I mean, obviously she can do close-in attacks, but, mainly a long-range character, kind of cool, kind of not something we get that, all the characters in the game are pretty close, characters that rely on more like fisticuffs, right? So, that would be kind of cool. But then you see, and this is how my mind went, I was like, okay, cool. She's got cool abilities. But then I looked at the enemies she's fighting, and they're the same enemies. And then I look at the animations. They're the same animations. Then I look at the locations, and maybe they're a little different, but they're pretty much the same. Then I look at the story, and it's like, well, is it going to be like a 30-minute story mission, and that's it? Is it going to be 2? Is it going to be, like, even if it's like an hour, hour and a half, I'm going to re-download this game to play an hour and a half. And then again, see, this is the biggest part. This is the part that I've always said that they failed in, and I think I've now just realized the kind of bad situation they put themselves in, and why I don't think I'm jumping back in for Kate Bishop is this. She's cool. Playing as her will be cool. But the issue is, after you do the exclusive stuff or the new stuff that's only there because of her, okay, which again may take you a couple hours and then you're done, then the only thing left is getting her to 150 and you know, the gear all the way up, the level all the way up, right? That's it. That's the only thing left you can do with any of these characters is grind and level them up. And I get it. There's different things. There's threat sectors and there's war zones and there's drop zones. I get there's different names, okay? But you're doing the same thing. That's the biggest issue. After the gloss wears off on Kate Bishop, you're fighting the same enemies in the same locations, doing the same thing over and over and over again. And again, some people like that, and I'm not saying you're wrong to like that. Some people like that. I don't. And I guess, well, actually, I put up with it for Iron Man. I didn't mind it, but I don't really want to do it for like 8 characters. I don't want to do it for the rest of the main cast, and I don't want to do it for DLC characters. So that's the issue. Now I've kind of amended my statement and said, well, Spider-Man is probably the only character where it's like, because now we're at the point where the only thing that's going to get me back is not just a good DLC character like off the bat, but it's also, am I going to be so super invested in them that I am willing to spend, I don't know, 20 to 40 hours grinding that. Now, maybe it doesn't take that long. Let's say, I don't know, let's pick a nice number, like 10 or 15 hours. Is the character good enough to make me re-download this game? That's, by the way, not counting the fact that this game comes out 2 days before a small indie game that's been worked on just a few days called Cyberpunk 2077. Maybe you guys have heard of it. Small. Avengers will probably crush it, but maybe you'll play Cyberpunk. Do you know what I mean? That's an issue. That the fact that it comes out 2 days before Cyberpunk. It's an issue that it comes out 3 weeks after next gen. It's an issue that, in general, it's going to come out like a month before like an onslaught of games in January, February, March. Okay. Now again, there'll be more DLC characters, but still. So it's not putting itself in the greatest spot. And the basic point now is, well, not only do I need to like what she does or what they bring to the table, so Kate Bishop in particular here, I do like how she fights, and I do like, I would like to, and Ashley Birch is playing her, she's the voice of like 5,000 game characters, fine, okay, that's awesome, I'll play as her, but will I really download this game again to play as her for an hour and a half, 2 hours to do her stuff? And then that's fine. I mean, I guess I could do it just to do that, but then, shouldn't you try to get her all the way up in level? And, is that going to be something that anybody actually wants to do? That's coming from me, by the way, who just did Iron Man. I just did one character. Imagine somebody who did 2 or 3 characters, and they said, okay, for the love of God, I'm done. I don't want to play this anymore. I leveled up half of the cast to all the way up. Now, I know for, the Mega Hives and stuff, you have to get, 4 characters to 150. So maybe people have done that, and that's kind of the barrier. People that have gone that far to do, all the characters leveled up all the way, those are the diehards. Those are the ones that obviously are going to play as Kate Bishop. I think the general point that I probably skipped on in this video, and I'm sorry, the general point is, Kate Bishop is going to try to get everybody back. Now, of course, you're not going, that's an impossible goal, right? But the goal of DLC like this, DLC characters and giving us Clint later and giving us Spider-Man, all that stuff, doing all this, the point is to get as many people back as humanly possible. People that bought it day one, that played it for a week and stopped. Played it for a day, stopped. Played it for a month and stopped. And to be quite honest with you, again, there can be the people online all day long that say how amazing the game is and how much they love it and play it daily. But the facts are, the stats are, 96% of the people that bought this game are no longer playing it. And it sold 3 million units. So you have around, let's say, nice numbers. I'm sure that number, by the way, has dropped even more now because that was a couple weeks ago. There's probably 100,000 people playing this game. And there were 3 million. 100,000 now, there were 3 million. You're trying to get the other 2.9 million people back, or as many as you can. And to be honest with you, I don't think Kate Bishop is going to do it. That's kind of the blunt, honest truth. Maybe I should have said that earlier, but that's what I think. I do not think Kate Bishop is going to be enough to get people back. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? What's your situation? You still playing it, and obviously you're going to play as her? Are you like me? Did you maybe play it for a while, jumped off? Are you going to come back for Kate Bishop? Let me know. Again, as always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Again, you guys can join our Discord server if you guys want. Again, a nice way of meeting new people, talking to new people for not just Avengers, but any online game, right? We can always organize kind of gaming sessions there. So join our Discord if you guys want. And boy, if the video blows up, if this video does really good, maybe I'll consider re-downloading the game, playing her for like a day or two. To be quite honest with you, though, I can't, like, December 8th and 9th are the only 2 days I'd play this, because then once it gets to December 10th, like, Cyberpunk is the game, right? I'm not going to play Avengers. So let me know if you guys want to see more Avengers stuff. I can totally, I guess, play as Kate Bishop if you guys absolutely want me to, but let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you all on the next video.